All right, y'all. What's up? What's going on? Welcome back to your favorite WMMA podcast. Hashtag CB99 Talks, episode 194. All right, y'all. Back on a Monday this time. Had to go ahead and get a show in today. I will jump on tomorrow though. But I wanted to get on and talk about this past weekend and a couple of other things in the fight world. All right. I know it's Monday, kind of a lazy Monday today. I was off, so I've been chilling. And actually been a good day out here. Good day out my way. So yeah, man. Back again with another one. Man, it was a pretty good weekend for WMMA. I mean, these weren't like the biggest fights, but this is what the world needs, man. This is what the MMA world is needing from these women fighters. They got to come in. They got to come in there and perform like this, man. You know, they got to go in there and get these type of finishes. You know, they got to go in there and get these type of finishes if they want to be recognized, if they want to be on the bigger cards, but most of all, if they want that money, if they want that money, they gotta start performing like this. So yeah, not it wasn't too bad of a card. I didn't let me see, I was kind of in and out on it, you know, because I was doing some other stuff, but I definitely had to watch the prelims and it was open right, you know. So I just want to talk a little bit about those fights from Saturday. I didn't get a chance to watch Combate. I was gonna get on live, but I was busy, and by the time I got home, I almost kind of forgot about it. I thought about it at like 9 o'clock. I was like, "Wait a minute, ain't that Combate Global card coming on?" And then I was like, "Wait a minute, hold up, I done missed it. I done missed like an hour of it." So yeah, I got to go back and watch that card. I might jump on and talk about it because you know, Combate Global. It's been a while since they actually did a card. I think it was almost like over a year. I almost thought they were gone for good. And that was an all women's card. So I'll probably watch that sometime tonight, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, let's talk about these past fights. And, you know, PFL is coming back next month, which I know not many people are excited about because the PFL tournament is back, minus Dakota, you know, minus Dakota this time around. Some of the same players. So we'll see how that goes. What else? Of course, we got Manon stepping up, getting her title shot. We'll talk a little bit about that. Maybe some Pena Harrison talk. We'll see. All right. But yeah, just jumped on here. Just jumped on live. What's up, Easy? About to get in some talk here. I got something new for y'all. Look. All right. So let me pull this up here real quick. Man, Easy, I'm over here drinking this smoothie too, man. It's like it's got me hooked. The smoothie I've been making, it's got me hooked. So if you hear me stop and mute for a while or disappear, that's that's what I'm drinking on. That's what I'm drinking on tonight. But yeah, man, what's up, Axel? Just getting started, just jumping on a Monday, so we can kind of go through and do a little review of the fights. But yeah, like I said, this is how we're supposed to open the card right here. Look, this is how a card is supposed to open. Quick and crispy, man. Carly Judice, man, versus Eunice Dubin. I ain't gonna lie, y'all know my pick was Dubin. I did pick Dubin, but it's just a pick. That's all it was. It was just a pick. It wasn't like, oh, she's gonna go in there and dominate. It wasn't a 100% pick. Like who did y'all pick? Let me know who y'all. I can't remember everybody's pick here, but who did y'all pick in this fight? I thought Judice, of course, game, strong, action-packed fighter, but I thought her style was going to play into Dubin being more of a sniper. But Dubin, she's not a brawler like that. You know, Dubin needed to be a fighter that could stand and find her shot, just like she did against Shannon Clark. But that's the one reason I said too. Like, I watched the Shannon Clark fight again, and I was thinking, I said, okay, she gets signed to the UFC, but will she still bring that same energy? Is she going to still bring that same energy? Like, will she have that type of style that's going to go in there and just dominate girls? I was like, I don't know. It's still yet to be seen. She was 6-0. She beat Shannon Clark, comes into the UFC, all finishes, right? So I was like, okay, it could go either way. But if I have to pick, I'm going to pick her because I think she's going to play sniper. But she did. So, like I said, what went wrong? That's what went wrong. That's what went wrong. What went wrong was Dubin. She played right into Judice style. Carly Judice, she is a brawler. At the same time, she can find her range, man. Like, she was doing a really good job of, just fighting like a southpaw should. She was exposing a lot of holes in Dubin's offense and defense. I mean, the minute I don't know if y'all noticed Easy and Axel, like the minute Carly Judice started firing combinations, Dubin went on the back foot. She wanted to stand her ground, but she clearly went on the back foot and she was rocked several times. Like, she ate the question mark kick too. I give her that. She ate that, but that's what woke her up and had her it had her in respect mode. It had her in respect mode, and she didn't know what to do at that point. And then what went right? I mean, Carly, she did what she was supposed to do. She used her length. She was on point as far as, just stretching those left hands, cracking her, finding those openings and letting a lot of kicks go. That's what I like when a fighter is able to just be athletic and come forward and mix it up. They can throw the strikes up top or throw the kicks, and that's what threw Dubin off. It was just like a mixture there from Carly Judice. She was going upstairs and downstairs, and Dubin didn't know what to expect, right? Axel said, I picked Dubin regarding her last performance in the contenders, but now I can see she has a lot of work to do. Yeah, she's got a lot of work to do. Easy said that head kick was kind of sneaky too. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it either. I really didn't see it either because of her stance. Her stance looked like she was going to be strictly boxing or just throwing a lot of punches at times. But the way she was going, low and then coming up high, it was just so sneaky. And Dubin didn't really know how to react to that. Dubin was going straight back, hands down. She just didn't know how to approach it. And then when she dipped low, caught that kick right to the head, man. And that's all it takes, So the finish caught me off guard. I thought it would have went longer. I thought it could have went a little bit longer. I thought that maybe there wasn't going to be a lot of pop on the shots here, but that's the thing. Carly Judice, she's always firing, and bad lack of defense like that and just bad fundamentals, it leads to things like that, So that's what went right on Carly's side, just exposing, a lot of pressure. And that's one thing I do like about her style. Like, Carly is really scrappy. She's definitely somebody that I think is going to get more fights and be, she's going to be on more cards here. She's going to be getting that call. That's why I say potential star. It's really hard to build a star. It really is hard to build a star right now in WMMA, especially on this level, even if you are knocking people out. But as long as she keeps doing what she's doing, she keeps on finishing fights and just keeps performing to a high level. But she still got to grow now. She can't just go in there and bang all the time. She's just got to keep doing what she's doing and being smart. Even like Jasmine, Jasmine's kind of putting herself on the map, but she's getting smarter as far as her fights. I think, Carly could, be getting that call more and be on some bigger cards here, So shout out to Carly Judice. I mean, I missed this pick. That was nothing against her. I was just trying to go with the sniper, man. I just thought the fighter that was going to be looking for the counter shot because, both fighters have leaky defense, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know if y'all agree with me on that, but yeah, I think both fighters have leaky defense. The thing is, it was just going to be who got to it first, right? So that's how I kind of saw it going. Who's next, though? I would like to see Carly and Teresa Bleda. I know Teresa Bleda hasn't fought in like 2 years. I believe, she was going to fight Casey O'Neill. Then she had an injury. I think that would be a good fight for Teresa Bleda because they were going to give Teresa, a ranked opponent, Casey O'Neill. And, before that, she fought a hard fight in Natalia Silva, too. And she fought Gabriela Fernandez. So I think the test Teresa Bleda striking and her grappling and her takedowns, I think Teresa Bleda would be a good fight for Carly Judice. There's no rush. No rush. Carly Judice is only 4-2. And this is her first like solid win. Her other fights were kind of close, but this one here was her first solid one. So I think she just needs another fight to kind of build her up. Axel said, when I saw the question mark kick, I thought Dubin is not winning that tonight. Carly was too technical for her. Yeah, she was, man. She was just throwing all kinds of stuff at her, man. She didn't know how to react. That was the crazy part. Like, I thought she was going to be more technical, but she kind of fell apart. Yeah, Axel said that. Okay. Easy said, when I saw her eyes, I realized it was a good stoppage. I originally thought it was too soon. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a good stoppage because as soon as I saw her go down and I saw like how she was leaning, I was like, oh yeah, stop this fight. Stop it. But who do y'all want to see Carly Judice fight? Like, who would y'all want to see her fight to just kind of build her up before they try to push her like the top 15? Because she's not ready for top 15 yet. Let's be real. I mean, there's still time for her to grow. I think she's like 20, 27 or something like that. Let me see. Here's a recent article. Oh, from the post fight. Let's see. After a perfect setup for a head kick, Carly Judice eyes spot on UFC's next Louisiana card. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, potential star right there. She's trying to get on some cards. So I like that. She want to come out next Louisiana card. That's cool. Let's see. She said I was setting up the question mark kick. All right, here it is, Axel. She said I was setting up the question mark kick with those teeps up the middle. Her guard was very wide, so we knew we were going to be able to land it. I was telling everybody I land the question mark kick 5 times a sparring session. So I knew it was going to be there if I just set it up correctly and not rushed it. Okay. So that was something she was working on. Good on her. It's something that she's able to throw. It's one of her strengths, and she was able to mask it and make it work. Let's see. I felt great from the minute I got there. I had high energy. High energy the whole time. I'm a high-paced fighter and a high-volume fighter. Yeah, we saw that. And also a high-power fighter. So I knew I was going to put a pace on her, whether it went the whole 15 minutes or not. I was going to put a pace on her she'd never seen before. Luckily, I got the first round finish. That's what I thought. I thought she was just going to be like beating her up for several rounds. When I saw the pace being pushed like that, and it was going to be back and forth. But man, like, that was a scary kick. That was a scary kick she landed. All right, let's see. Carly Judice on what she wants next. All right, okay. Let's see. I would love to fight one or two more times. This is what I do. You can call me anytime, and I'm gonna fight. This is my job. I don't want much other than this. Okay. So yeah, it seems like she's ready to go. She didn't really call any names, but she said she wants to fight 2 or 3 more times this year. And she's able to do that. Like I said, somebody like her that's still young and budding, get as many fights as you can to grow. Get as many fights as you can to grow. So, you please Dana. Once you answer that call, Dana's gonna be like, hey, she want to work, put her in there. Girl is 26 years old. You can't miss being active like that. Of course, if you fight 2 or 3 times a year of unranked girls, that's fine. But as the competition gets stiffer, you kind of space it out more. But for her, I think it's wise for her to fight like, 2 or 3 times this year. Get on the Louisiana card, fight. Okay, yeah, Casey O'Neill. He said, let's get Casey O'Neill up out of the rankings. Is Casey O'Neill in the rankings right now? Hold on, because if Casey O'Neill is in the rankings, could be dangerous for Carly because if she could win that, then they might start making her fight ranked people. I'm not sure if she's ready for too many ranked people, but if she could fight Teresa Bleda, I like Teresa now. Don't get me wrong. I'm pushing for Teresa, but I think that would just be a good fight on both sides because Teresa hasn't fought in 2 years. So that's a good one. Yeah, Casey O'Neill is 14, but shooting for Casey O'Neill to get ranked is good. So I would say her. Montana. Hey, Montana fight got canceled, right? She want to come back soon. Montana needs a fight. There you go. I want Carly Judice versus Montana De La Rosa. There you go. Carly Judice versus Montana. Make that one happen. Because I don't know if they're gonna reschedule Luana Carolina. I actually think Carly could beat Luana Carolina. What do y'all think? I mean, that might be a style right there. That might be a high pressure style. Luana Carolina doesn't hit that hard. She hits hard, and she comes forward. That's how Molly McCann beat her. Put a lot of pressure on Luana Carolina. But I don't know. Luana Carolina ain't making weight like that, so who knows? Axel said I have a hard time with 5'4" women fighters that compete in flyweight because they don't want to do the job to cut height and diet. Dubin should go down to strawweight. Yeah, yeah, it has to be a lifestyle. Once you're a certain height and you can't really establish like your dominance in the fight, you're too short, or you just don't have the reach to get on the inside. And when you look at some fighters' bodies, you'd be like, okay, this person might just need to stick. They might just need to stick to a certain lifestyle where they can make a lower weight. That's just me. Sometimes I look at that just every now and then. But yeah, man, there's just some work that needs to be done on Dubin's side, man, big time. Because you're in the UFC now. She got signed. I know that's hard. Getting your aura broken with a first round finish is ugly. It is ugly. There's no lies. It's ugly right now. So she just got to go back to the drawing board and see if she really wanted and start making them improvements, right? All right. And before we jump to the next one, Easy said, if I was a young fighter, I would have 4 seasons rule, meaning I would want to fight in the spring, summer, fall, and winter. Right. Right. If I'm still a young fighter and I'm growing, we're going to do something in the summer, winter, spring, and fall. Like, I think Miguel Cotto used to do that. He used to fight like 4 times a year, way back. Then as the fights got harder, it was 3, 2. And you just keep spanning out like that, right? 4 times a year, man. So that's reality though, man. That's how you get better whenever you're still growing. All right, y'all, look. Here we go. Zombie girl. Oh, zombie girl, man. Man, y'all know I picked Nunes last minute. I was like, man, should I pick Nunes in this fight? I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and pick Nunes in this one, man, because I think Nunes got the punch resistance, the lack of a neck that's gonna make it hard for her to get dropped. But what does Zombie Girl do? Zombie Girl, oh man. First of all, what went right? What went right is I got a knockout. That's first off. What went right is we got a knockout. That's the first thing that went right. They approached this fight like they were supposed to. They didn't approach this fight like they had the best jiu-jitsu. They didn't approach this fight like they had the best cage wrestling or the best wrestling or the best takedowns or even like the best technical stand-up, because I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see that in this type of fight. So that was the perfect start to a fight. And it ended in the perfect way. That's what went right, first of all, because we didn't want to see these two trying to go in there and jab each other to death, and we didn't want to see these two do anything but do what they did Saturday, right? That's all I wanted to see, right? So everything was right on that part. Everything was right on that part. What went wrong? Ask Nunes. No, I'm just playing. No, seriously. What went wrong? I mean, Josiane Nunes, I expected her to use that length and set up that overhand left, wade her way in, but she just kept leaning to one side. And Cachoeira didn't have any problem figuring her out. I mean, step back, right hand, step back, right hand, step back, right hand. That's all it was. Like I said, I wanted to see them go at it like this, but I was hoping that there was going to be moments where she would actually dip under and, clock Zombie Girl more than once, like she did here, but, make it interesting. Because after a while, I just saw her kind of getting peeled apart. not picked apart, but looked like she was getting peeled up. She was just getting smacked in there with some hard shots. She was getting hit till finally, like, she just said, "All right, forget this. I'm dipping in." And perfect shot. Cavalcanti landed that shot on her just like that. Cavalcanti landed an uppercut on her. She was stepping back. The thing is, Priscilla got a heck of a lot more power. Cachoeira got a heck of a lot more power than Nunes than Cavalcanti did, and later out. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, "What happened?" So I just hit, I hit the rewind on my stream and had to look at it again. And it's the way it just went up. I was like, "Okay, all right, Cachoeira, she figuring things out here." She didn't make this thing last long. She just threw the uppercut up, caught her on the chin, and Nunes was out. Girl was paralyzed. That was crazy, man. So I just saw Cachoeira doing what she's supposed to do. You know, do what she's supposed to do. Just throw your punches, throw them things. Nunes, on the other hand, she was throwing them and landing some, but just not utilizing her size. Utilizing the way she's built, that freakishly long reach. She wasn't blocking punches with her shoulders good enough. Just throwing the guard up, but still eating shots right through the guard. There was nothing there like that. But again, I can't complain, right? I'm just telling you what I saw wrong because I knew what they were going to do. But low key, I was like, all right, yeah, just keep it going. Keep it going. Don't do anything fancy. Yeah, somebody got to get knocked out. It's got to be, you know. Easy said, I never knew Zombie Girl was a drug addict until a Cage interview. It all makes sense. Yeah, I didn't know that either. Like, I know she had a hard life and she's got some charges on some things that they've been bringing up in the MMA world. Like, she just got stuff going on. But yeah, I did not know that. Maybe that's why she just approaches this thing the way she does. It's just a safe haven for her. Go figure, right? Fighting is the best way to get away from drugs, right? More violence, right? Crazy. Axel said Nunes' bad habit at the boxing range causes her downfall. She had a lot of bad habits watching the ground, head down when she was in a defensive stance. She was calling that uppercut. Yeah, she was asking for that uppercut, though. Like, the way she just kept stepping in and she would lean to one side. Cachoeira said, "Oh, I can land this right hand all day. So let me go ahead and mix it up." So when she stepped in, she just switched it up and boom, caught her with the right uppercut. That was good. A good shot. So yeah, man, from here for Cachoeira, I asked this question: is bantamweight home? Do y'all think 135 pounds is home now for Priscilla Cachoeira? For me, yes and no. Yes, I think bantamweight is her home as far as her making weight. There seems to be no trouble. There's no trouble for her to make weight here. Her power carries up. She's got a heck of a punch. She looks big. She looks strong. Good punch resistance. All of that, right? I say no because I don't see her cracking top 15 with this particular style against certain particular fighters. But you never know. You never know. Put her in there with one of these older fighters on the right day, and she might lay him out. The thing is, I just see a lot of these other girls with higher punch resistance, bigger and stronger, and much better grappling skills that would probably do the same thing to her, like some of the flyweights did, like Miranda Maverick and so on, right? Like Jillian Robertson. So a lot of these big girls, even like Chelsea Chandler, Yana Kunitskaya, I could see them out grappling. Granted, they're able to wade through that fire, if they're able to wade through that fire. But other than that, I do see bantamweight being her home against like the lesser fighters. But eventually they are going to match her up with some lower ranked girls here. So, make it happen. I know Haley Cowan has got a fight coming up, right? She's fighting Nora Conole. They might make Nora Conole versus Priscilla Cachoeira. Whether she wins or loses against Haley Cowan, that's a good fight. That's an entertaining fight. Because, Nora Conole is a Muay Thai fighter. She's action-packed. So that's a fight they could put Cachoeira in there with. But, yeah, I don't see Cachoeira going back to 125. So, yeah, yes, it is her home now because she looks good at this weight, and I think the knockouts will keep coming. But as far as seeing her get to like top 10, top 5, I don't see that really happening. Again, it'll just be something where they can kind of play out her style against some more strikers or some more one-dimensional fighters that can build off of maybe getting the performance of the night. Melissa Dixon. Melissa Dixon's a good style matchup for her. I think even in that fight, though, it would come down to who lands first. I think Cachoeira's got the power to lay out Melissa Dixon, but Melissa Dixon's got a much well-rounded style where she got clocked. She could take Cachoeira down and submit her. Okay. So it all depends on what direction she wants to go and they want to go with her. So we'll see. Easy said bantamweight's not too strong. She might be able to get a streak there. Axel says she looks bigger than Manon. She's pretty big. She's pretty big because I remember looking at her at the face-off against Miranda Maverick. Miranda Maverick looked tiny, yet Miranda handled her. Miranda, she rode that girl like a bull. Miranda had the cowboy hat on and everything, and Miranda rode her like a bull. So, yeah, she's big. She is big. Even that was a flyweight fight, but coming into this one, she made Josiane Nunes really look like a flyweight. But what do y'all think, man? Like, should Josiane Nunes move down to flyweight? I mean, I'm looking at her body right here in this picture. Like, even like the way her back looks and how small she looks, like, could she be a flyweight? Would she have success at flyweight? Axel said, yeah, for me, she is a bantamweight. She is a big girl. Yeah. Yeah. He said, I love a leaner Hook City. Yeah. She was leaning, man. Like, she was leaning big time. That's what's making those hooks come. Oh man. The uppercut too, man. Yeah, I don't know. Who could she? Yeah, like I said, she could go on like maybe like a little streak at the bottom. But who knows? Even like a Misha Tate, man. What do you think? Like, could she beat Misha Tate at this point? Like, could she stay on her feet long enough to beat Misha Tate? Like Cornell, that's an explosive fight. Melissa Dixon's explosive. Oh man, who's that other girl they just signed? Like, I got to do more research on this other girl, man. Like Alice Pieta. They just signed this 19-year-old named Alice Pieta. I still haven't done no research on her, y'all. Like, I'm not finding very many fights. So I'm kind of wondering and I'm curious. Like, I know she's like 6 foot, but she's like 5'10. She's a big bantamweight. But I don't know much about this Alice Pieta that they just signed. So we'll see. He said Misha Tate would tackle her, is going to tackle her. That's what I'm thinking. Axel said, I will be down. Well, I'll be Nunes. I would. Okay, you said you think she will go down to flyweight? Or you'll be down for her to go down to flyweight? She needs it. I think she could. I think she should go down to flyweight, though. I think that would make more sense. So when I say who's next, yeah, for Josiane, I would say flyweight maybe if she could. But she's on a 3-fight losing streak right now. So that's where I think she should go to get her next chance. If she's not able to make it there, I'd say bare knuckle boxing. I say BKFC for both of these fighters. I don't care. Like BKFC for Priscilla, BKFC for Josiane too, man. That's how I see it. All right. Sam Hughes. Sam Hughes gets a victory over Stephanie Luciano. Shout out to Sam Page, man. I need to reach out and maybe I don't really do too many interviews, but maybe I need to get her back on. It's been a long time, man. I did an interview with Sam Hughes like back in 2021, like 4 years ago. Time is flying, man. It's been like 4 years since I've done interviews, man. Like I haven't really like connected or reached out to fighters and done any interviews, but she's a good fighter, good person. Enjoy talking to her, and still, reach out. Don't really reach out as much, just to see what's going on because I'm not on IG like that anymore. So, but other than that, yeah, I think that Sam is a growing fighter, definitely a growing fighter, and it's a slow process, but you're seeing it there. Marcus, what's going on, man? Marcus Bell in the building. He said I can no longer call Sam Hughes Hannah Cybers. No, you can't, Marcus, because there's growth there, man. There's some growth there, man. Marcus crazy. Hannah Cypher, hey man, look, Sam Hughes got some controversial decisions on her record. Hannah Cypher, she used to get destroyed. Shout out to she's from around the way. Like Hannah Cypher's, Hannah Cypher's doesn't live too far from me. I'll just put it out there like that. Like you used to be like just not too far away from here. All right, so I know like some of the progress and some of the problems that was going on there, but yeah, Hannah Cypher's, she was going on some losing streaks, but Sam, she's been on the wrong end of some decisions, to be real. Axel said, "Oh, you interviewed?" Yeah, I interviewed her a little while back, about 4 years ago. Used to talk to her a lot, online, just about fights and stuff like that. And so she was like, "Oh yeah, let's talk." This was like right before. It was either before her debut or after her debut, or I think it was like her upcoming second fight. Yeah. Easy said, "I noticed MMA girls just can't come into BKFC and beat those vets over there. They're different." Yeah, they can't. Beck Rollins kind of found a home in boxing, but even she kind of struggles to stay on like a consistent streak. Paige, she hasn't won a fight yet. Britain Hart, that girl's built for it. Interview Britain Hart as well. Britain Hart, I still talk to her every now and then. She's cool too. BKFC champion Axel. So I interviewed her before. We had a good interview. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Maybe I'll repost it up here so y'all can see it. But yeah, I enjoyed talking to Britain Hart. It was really touching interview too. Axel said, "In this fight, I had 2-1 for Luciano. One of the judges gave it 10-8 to Luciano in round 2. I think that's crazy. Wait, one of the judges gave one of the judges gave Luciano round 2 a 10-8 round? That's sick. That should have went to Hughes straight up. I had it for Sam Hughes though. Easy, yeah, I love her. Yeah, I did an interview with her, man. Like, what's crazy is this is how cool Britain Hart is though. Like, we did an interview, right? I was talking to her in the gym, and we were FaceTiming, Zooming, and whatever. And as we were doing the interview was good, but since she was training, like her connection was bad in the gym, so it was kind of crackly. It got cut off. So I was gonna work with what I had, but I was like, "Hey, Britt, man," I hit Britt up. I was like, "Hey, Britt, this interview is good, but the quality is not that good." So she was like, "Oh yeah. Let's do it again. Let's do it again." So we did the interview again. We did it when she was at home, and yeah, man, she was just cool to talk to. Hey, Paul, what's going on? Easy said Britain Hart is a BKFC OG. Oh yeah, she's built for it. Like, she's really built for it. Like, some of these MMA girls, yeah, when they come over, it's still like this big transition. Like, you would think that the strikes from MMA would prepare them for bare knuckle boxing, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. I'm gonna get on here tomorrow. I'm gonna do a video, man, where I'm gonna just talk about who I think could make it in BKFC. And you got to be a special fighter. You got to be special, and you got to be a little crazy to do BKFC. But hey, that's why we love them, right? That's why we love some of these fighters. Yep. All right, but yeah, Sam Hughes, man. Who in here picked Luciano too? I think Axel said he was definitely one that picked Luciano. I picked Sam. I thought she won it clearly. I thought the third round definitely went to Luciano. It wasn't an easy fight. It wasn't an easy fight for oh no. One judge gave Sam 10-8 in round 2. I think a 10-9 for her was more correct. Yeah, I would go with 10-9. She ate a lot of strikes and looked like she was about to get stopped, but I thought it was still a 10-9 round because I thought she did weather it. Like, I didn't really see it as a complete dominant round because don't forget, the first minute of the round, the second round, Luciano was landing. She was doing pretty well on the feet. She was doing pretty well on the feet in the first minute or so, but then Sam went boom, took her straight down, and then she just dominated from there. So I think they both had their moments, but Sam's outweighed it to the point it was just a 10-9. That's how I saw it around. Easy said you got to have that grit in BKFC. We all knew Luke Rockwell would fall. Yeah, no, he can't take a left hook like that. No, you got to eat a left hook till your head looks like a squash or a rutabaga. That's how you know a fighter's tough, when they can fight through a big rutabaga on their head, or a beat head look like a big radish. Mark said I picked Carly Judice as well. Okay. Paul said he picked Carly Judice. Yeah, I know. I remember you picked Carly. Okay, you picked Stephanie Luciano. Okay, yeah, I picked Sam. I picked Dubin. And man, like, some people should have bet on Sam. Sam was a plus 135. Sam was actually the underdog in this fight. I was surprised. You know, the 10 fight veteran, 9 fight veteran in the UFC, and she was the underdog. Wow. But yeah, what went right in this fight? I'm gonna tell you like this. What went right for Sam is the way she started this fight. And I've been saying this over here. Like I said, respect Sam. Always rock with her, and everything. But I'm gonna be real. Like, the reason she lost in the past few fights was because of the slow start. I think her being a slow starter is what kind of cost her. But when she started faster in this fight, the pressure was kind of overwhelming on Luciano in the first round. Luciano did land some good shots, but I think that Sam's pressure and her takedowns, and like I said in my prediction of the day, she needs to be a wrestler. It offset her opponent, and that's what she needed to do. Like, if you got the cardio, use it. Use that thing, man. Use that thing like a tool, like Aaron. Aaron's a cardio machine, and Aaron be weaponizing her cardio, man. Aaron be end up in there bucking and throwing. Everybody talk about her strikes not being the best, and I agree. Like, them things be sour sometimes. Aaron be throwing them wild shots, but she be hitting you, and it's overwhelming. The thing about Sam, though, I think Sam has better technique with her hands. Her right hand and her left hook were landing on Luciano, and you know her being able to pressure and come forward and start early is what made things go her way. You know, that's what I thought was right for her. What went wrong, I think that Luciano spent too much time just backing straight up. Um, I think she didn't really stand, she did stand her ground. She just didn't have takedowns, and she wasn't really strong enough to keep Sam off of her. When she needed to just be moving round, round, and round, just side kicking and pot shotting. She land combinations, but she stayed in there too long, and she just was riding it out. She put enough shots together, I think, to I would say her shot, the hand speed was good. The footwork wasn't. Let me put it that way. And if you lacking footwork and you right in there to get taken down, all that work goes down the drain. All that work goes down the drain. Easy. I'm talking about easy. If you up in there punching somebody all day and they still taking your punches, it might look good, but eventually if they take you down and put you on your back and then you just start getting beat up, everybody's gonna remember that moment. Be like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. He was punching that dude, but then he got taken down and then he was stuck on his back and he was getting wailed on. That's what everybody remembers. That's why the judges were going with Sam in these rounds. So like you see right here, like, Luciano might have landed more on the feet, but when you stuck on the ground and you flopping around like a fish, that's what everybody remembers, right? So I think that's where she kind of failed, is just the footwork on this side. But good on Sam, man. Like, you gotta grow. You don't have you don't have a lot of chances in MMA. And I did see Sam growing. Marcus said Hannah Cypress, but I did see some growth here, man, to avoid that. Like, that's the one thing about Sam, is the difference between her and Hannah is that Sam is always learning and willing to leave a camp to get better. She left her camp, went to a better place, and then started working her strength and conditioning. She's a track runner. She's a running coach. She still runs, but you got to turn that energy into something that's going to help you in the fight game. And, she's strength and conditioning is off the charts now. Weightlifting, muscles, doing the right weights is the right thing. First of all, you don't just want to go in there and pump weights for no reason, or don't really have like a a set goal with the weightlifting, to incorporate in fighting. Like the weightlifting is just really to build the strength of the muscle, not just for show, not to go in there and say, oh, I just want to look big or be big. But if you don't know how to use it, like if you put on too much muscle, where's your cardio, right? So there's got to be a balance there. And I think Sam has been finding that. That's why you're seeing some changes there. What's next, though? I want to see Sam and Demopoulos run it back. Have you seen that fight, Marcus? You remember that fight, right, Marcus? Sam and Demopoulos back in LFA. I want to see a rematch to that fight. We might not get that rematch on a higher level. We might not see that one at a high level at some point, but I want to go ahead and get that right now. I want to see that fight right now before it's too late. That was a good one because Sam was winning that fight, but she got submitted because it just came out of nowhere. Demopoulos is good for that. She'll catch you like that. So I want to see Sam and Demopoulos run it back, regardless if Demopoulos beats Alan Carr, which is coming up, next month, I think? Something like that. I need that fight. That's what I need to see. Sam and Demopoulos, run that back. Easy said, I've always supported fighters cross-training. Don't get stuck at one gym. If you want to be the best, there are levels to trainers just like fighters. Right. Yeah, some people feel like, oh, you cheating on me when you go to another gym. I'm like, nah, man. Like, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get better. Reminds me of Cobra Kai. I was just watching that last season of Cobra Kai where Daniel's daughter wanted to learn both Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do. If y'all familiar with Cobra Kai, she wanted to learn a defensive style and an offensive style. Yeah, Floyd was a master at stealing rounds. He's stealing rounds, man. You gotta go across the board and learn from everything, especially if that's how your mind and your fighting style, your attitude wants to be. Paul said, before I forget, Sky Nicholas is boxing on Saturday. Someone remind me. Is she fighting? I thought she just fought. Sky Nicholson. I thought she just fought. I know she was calling Amanda Serrano out. She ain't ready for that, though. She better stay in her lane, man. Hey, at least she talking. I mean, hey, these girls out here now in boxing, they've been talking lately. Is Sky Nicholson Is Sky Nicholson too small for Lauren Price? Because Lauren Price, she's a beast. Alan Carr shouldn't have a contract. Ooh, man. That ain't easy. Alan Carla Esparza. No, she ain't no Carla. Y'all better put Carla. Look, Carla is in her own lane. Carla's when I go back and look at Carla now compared to some of the other small fighters, Carla deserves a lot more respect. You know what I mean? Carla was a small thing, but she could do her thing. Right? Yeah, I think Demopoulos might get that one. I think she'll get that fight. But yeah, that's the fight I want to see with Sam. Luciano, her and Bruno Brazil. They both coming off of losses. Let's get a tall, long striker matchup going. What do y'all think of that? Bruno Brazil versus Stephanie Luciano. Two tall, long striking Brazilians. Somebody's going to be landing a head kick, I think. That'd be good. All right. PFL tournament is back, y'all. PFL tournament is back minus Dakota Ditcheva next month, Friday, April 11th. Dang, 11 p.m. Eastern time. I'm actually going to be busy that night. But I will try to tune in and give y'all some updates. Or maybe, do a video after. We'll see. Who's excited about some PFL action? Yeah, it's coming back. Yep. PFL. Let's see. Can y'all see the picture here? Yeah, we got let's go down the first round. Paul said I saw a video about Carla. I think it was called The Unloved Legend. I was going to do a video on her and Tisha because Carla and Tisha, they're like some of the toughest strawweights I ever seen. I might go back and revisit that, especially for Tisha. Like Tisha been in there with Tisha Torres been in there with some of the toughest fighters that finished everybody else, but nobody could finish Tisha. Tisha's unstoppable in the manner of not being able to knock her out or submit her. She's not unstoppable like this unstoppable force, but she's unstoppable as far as getting finished, if you know what I mean, right? Yeah. Okay, so Marcus said he's excited about this tournament, right? First round, let's see, we got Tyler Santos against Juliana Velasquez. Tyler Santos versus Juliana Velasquez. Kana Watanabe versus Jenna Bishop. So the first fight is more going to be probably grappler versus striker. Then we got Kana, the wrestler, versus Bishop, the jiu-jitsu practitioner. Okay. Then we got Liz Carmouche taking on Ilaria Joani. Okay. And then we've got Alora Dana versus Diana Asaragova. So they kind of got it matched up with levels because Alora Dana and Diana Asaragova, they're new. They're new to the tournament. And they're both still kind of fresh. Joani and Liz Carmouche, that's kind of a step down for Carmouche, in my opinion. Bishop and Watanabe kind of matches up. That one does kind of match up. Santos versus Velasquez, I got to go with Santos. But still, we never know what could happen. Santos is still growing. She still needs some work here. I don't know where she's really at. Easy said, I always wanted to get a lesson from Emmanuel Stewart, rest in peace. Yeah, I never met him, man. Never got a chance to meet Emmanuel Stewart. Ray Mercer, he was really cool though. Ray Mercer was a really, really cool guy. Really, yeah, he was cool. Yeah, he was cool. Never got. I seen Riddick Bowe around the way, but I never got to meet him. Who else was cool? James Toney. He was. People gonna think James Toney gonna be hard. James Toney was cool when I met him though, man. Let's see. Tisha's slowing down. Yeah, Tisha's slowing down. Tisha's slowing down to a point where getting stopped could be coming now. But in her prime, Tisha was a little force, durable. Okay, so this tournament, I'm gonna watch it. Definitely gonna tune in because I still want to see where Tyler Santos is headed. Not just for that reason, but I do want to see what kind of Watanabe is capable of doing. Even Jenna Bishop. As far as the lower half, Asaragova and Dana, I don't know how far they're gonna make it, but let's see. I got going down the list here. I do early picks. I got Santos, and then I got Bishop. Okay, I think Bishop has a good mixture of striking and pressure that could touch the chin of Kana Watanabe. Kana Watanabe is strong and a powerful wrestler, but that chin and some of them hiccups she's making, even on the ground, I think Bishop has enough strength in jiu-jitsu and grappling to nullify the wrestling here. Carmouche, I got to go Carmouche off experience and just strength too against Joani. Joani kind of leaves that chin out there too much. As they're going Dana, I'm not sure. That's the one that's up in the air. I'm not really going to go into picking that one. But my whole thing, as y'all can see, my whole thing here is Tyler Santos back? Like, is she back? I know she's back physically, but do y'all think she's going to be back here? And this is something I might have to talk about in another video. But, Tyler Santos right now, I just keep getting that feeling like she's just kind of there now, like where she's just fighting for checks and she's just fighting for money and just fighting the fight. And that's something I don't really want to see her do. Like, I want to see her do a 180. I want to see her reinvent herself. Because even like Liz Carmouche, she's lost in the past, but Liz Carmouche still has even after like losing to Ronda Rousey, like Liz Carmouche still rededicated herself. Like, she went down in another weight. She didn't have a good performance against Valentina, I know, but she did have some decent fights. She got cut. She went to Bellator, defended her belt a number of times. I could still see her as being a champion. Tyler, on the other hand, still kind of questioning like where her mindset is. Like, is she a killer? Like, does she have that killer instinct? And I see how they selling it here, former UFC title challenger. Like, yeah, man, she was that, but that was almost like 3 years ago. Even her come up, had me like, oh man, Tyler deadly, Tyler's gonna be there. But there was always little signs. There was always little signs with Tyler where I was like, she's not letting it go. She's not doing two things here. Like, Tyler's not either being smart enough or she's not letting that killer go. See, when I was watching FIorot come up, Manon was either stopping girls or she was either using, putting a clinic on them. There was really nothing in between where she was just sitting back. Like, she was always trying to use her technique to beat a girl, whether it was Rose or Chikagan, or, finish girls real quick and get them out of there, like early in her career, But Tyler, there was some flat moments there. There was just there was some flat moments where Tyler was just kind of sitting back and letting girls survive, letting girls breathe too much. And, Tyler, she got to go in there and start suffocating them. Tyler's got to go in there and suffocate. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's like a difference between her and like some of these girls like Wei Lee, like, I know not every fighter is the same, but if you want that belt, I don't care where the belt is, PFL, LFA, Cage Fury, I don't care where the belt is, UFC, whatever. There's got to be some type of urgency. I'm not getting urgency from Tyler Santos. What about y'all? Do y'all see urgency from Tyler Santos? Marcus said, I'm not convinced that Tyler is back. Yeah, I'm not either. She's here. Let me just put it that way. Tyler Santos is here. She's here. Hopefully she is. But there's some growth and changes I need to see, man. Like, there's really some things I need to see from her. Like, first off, it's just like an attitude change, like where you seeing like 100%. You ain't gotta be like angry, not angry, but you ain't gotta be that killer. But you gotta be like, you gotta be, what's the word I'm looking for? Focused. Focused. Like when I'm watching Wei Lee, like I'm watching Jillian Robertson. Like, these girls aren't even champions yet, but I'm just saying, like, girl like Jillian Robertson, she kind of refound herself after taking some losses. Like, hell, she lost to Tyler, but she found another weight, found a new dedication to it, and she's just started changing some things. Sam, lower level too, it's like, but still, you still see some growth. Tyler, I'm just not seeing I'm not seeing an evolution there. It's more of a downgrade, and that's sad. Like, by now, her striking should be like on Amanda Nunes. Look, I know people gonna think I'm crazy. I'm saying, look, if she was like a fighter that wanted to really improve, she'd be a fighter that be using that power like Amanda right now. She'd be like a flyweight Amanda. And look, I'm not saying she's near that now. Listen to me. I'm saying if she had the same heart or let me say similar drive. If she had a similar drive like Amanda Nunes, she would know that she could hit hard. She could know that she could deliver some power and submissions, and she'd be going in there brutalizing girls, not just mauling and holding or taking down girls, but she'd be in there elbowing. She'd be lobbing that right hand, knocking girls out. I haven't seen her go to the body hard in a minute. She landed like a couple good shots on Dakota. Like, she landed one right hand that kind of left Dakota's head a little red, but I was like, can she do that again? Nope, unfortunately not. But who's going to win this thing? I don't know, man. Like, it's really up in the air. Paul said, I like Liz. He said, I like Velasquez. I like Velasquez as a fighter. As far as chances, Paul said, I thought Liz versus Tyler was close, if I remember correctly. It was close. Even Manon's manager said that about that fight. He was like, Tyler Liz was close, and Tyler Jenna Bishop was close too. Yeah, it was. They both were close. Coolio, what's up? He said, what do you think? What do you think about Alora Dana? I'm not sure. I still got to see a little bit more from her, honestly. Like, I haven't got a chance to really sit down and watch her fights, even though some of them are on YouTube, I believe. There's like a lot of those, what is it, Samurai Fight House or something like that? No, Jungle Fight. She was fighting out of that Jungle Fight organization. I got to go back and watch them. I know she's undefeated, but haven't really like seen enough to gauge her. I'll get back to you on that. I'm gonna probably check them out if they're on YouTube. Easy said Tyler hasn't been the same since Val beat her. I think some outside problems might be affecting her too. I watched Misha versus Nunes again the other night, the birth of the GOAT. Yeah. Diana Afsaragova. Now her, I still think there's a lot of room for growth. Like she's heavy-handed, but she's kind of slow. Lacking some defense, kind of goes straight in and just takes a lot of shots. Afsaragova, I don't think I really honestly don't see her winning this tournament like that against the level of competition she's in there with. Because to be real, she's still like kind of a prospect. Because when she came up, there really wasn't like a solid, consistent Bellator ranking. And they were kind of throwing her in there. Like she beat Ilaria Ioane by split decision, but I thought she lost that fight. And when she stepped it up against Justine Keach, she was outworked, outspeed, everything, you know. Like, I still think her skill set is really growing. That's just my opinion. I think she has heavy hands, but I still can't really just pinpoint like what she does well in there. Like, it just came down to the competition that she was in it with. Like, okay, that one girl she fought a while back, got a first round knockout, stood in front of her. She clocked her with a right hand and she was out. You know, I still can't really say she's a great kickboxer, great grappler. She does a little bit of everything, but just enough to kind of get by. That's how I see it. But this fight against Dana, we'll see. Kind of even to me. You know, I can't really pick in that one. Velasquez still struggles with grapplers. Yeah, she does. She struggles with grapplers. She does. She does. If it comes down to, let me see, the veterans here, which I think it will. Who wins this tournament? It's going to come down to Tyler and Liz again, I think. I think really it will come down to Tyler and Liz. I would be surprised if Conor edged it out. I do think Bishop might be fighting. Who knows? Bishop fights Santos again. She might be able to edge it out. That last one was a split decision. So it's going to be between Bishop, Santos, and Carmouche, in my opinion. Yeah, that's how I see it. Tyler seems like she doesn't really care that much anymore. She's just living the life of a fighter, in my opinion. That's kind of what I'm seeing, sadly. Like, I don't see, like, any disconnect from, you know, the other outside world, you know what I mean? Like, put this on the back burner and let's go. You know, even from, like, the people around her, I don't really get the vibe like they're pushing her to really, really make some sacrifices in there. And I still don't know how her face is healed up, too, to be honest. No. But we'll see. Those are the three I think it comes down to in this tournament. I think that Santos Bishop is still kind of a 50-50 fight. Maybe giving Santos the edge just because she won the first one, but Bishop could edge that one out. I see the lower half of the semifinals, Carmouche getting it at, getting that spot in the semifinals. And then from there, it'll be down to those three, in my opinion. All right. But yeah, it's like I said, look, that lack of growth, man, that lack of growth is going to be a problem here. As y'all know, Andrea Lee, she just got cut, right? Finally, I mean, it was overdue. It was overdue to see Andrea Lee finally go. But it was just like a lack of work, man, like a lack of growth in there from her. Just no consistency, no execution. And, you know, shout out to Coach. He was bringing this up last night. He was really going in on Jessica Andrade, but Jessica Andrade is not that far behind. I mean, the opposite thing about Jessica Andrade from Andrea Lee is at least Jessica Andrade is pulling the trigger. Like, at least she is pulling the trigger with the one dimension she has, but eventually even that'll fall. Eventually even that falls. And once you can't get over that hump and you start evolving, then yeah, you'll start being put in that category too. So there's a lack of growth. There's a lack of mental growth from Andrea Lee. Okay, she's got a lot of tools, but it's just like the mental growth. There's no mental trigger there. Whereas Jessica Andrade, there's a lack of like skill growth. It's like, oh, okay, this power works. I'm gonna keep doing this. The slam don't work. I'm gonna keep doing this. Hey, Jessica, jab. All right, I'm gonna do this right hand instead. Jessica, move your head. All right, I'm gonna run right into a punch. She does the opposite. So when you start to see that lack of growth, I mean, you start to see these fighters just kind of fall apart. Like they fall apart psychologically or they fall apart physically. And Jessica Andrade, like her chin is not the same. Her chin is not the same. I just think that taking too many shots over the years and getting choked out several times does not put you in the best position to say, oh, hey, I'll take a month or two off. Oh, I'm good again. I'm ready. Nope. And as fighters get better, man, the fighters get better. You have to evolve. If you don't, you'll mark. You will be that mark. Mark said, I see Jessica is now grappling her butt off. Yeah, she should have been doing that like 2 or 3, maybe 4 years ago. Like, I have not seen her use her grappling as a threat in years, going on almost a decade of her UFC career. She came in, submitted a few people, but slammed a few people. But that's the thing, like her slams in the whole fight, so she doesn't really have to worry about passing the guard or, getting top control or, even trying to do anything fancy to get a submission. Maybe she need to reach out to Mackenzie Dern. Like, she might have knocked Mackenzie Dern out, but Mackenzie might teach her a thing or two on the ground. I know she was working with the striking Kira Rosa brawler like that, but still. Robot said Coach had a good show last night. Yeah, he did. I was there. Glad you were there, Robot. I'm hoping that I'm hoping y'all's differences are, put to the side and y'all can just enjoy the fight game. Okay. I'm hoping all that's worked out. Because when it all comes down to it, that's all it's about. Coach, he is a knowledgeable person. Always, respect his take on fights. And we all just come on here and talk and give our opinions, right? So, our opinions shouldn't make people mad. Our opinions shouldn't make people mad. And our takes shouldn't get people, our takes shouldn't make people mad like that, right? At least Andrade accomplished something before she plateaued. Yeah, that's true. At least she can say, I won the belt. And that's why I say, that's the difference between Andrea Lee. Like, Andrea Lee doesn't pull the trigger, but Andrade, even though she's one-dimensional, she has. That's why she got the belt, right? Eventually, you need to evolve, but it just didn't work. And I put this picture up here, too, because, look, shout out to Marina, one of my favorite fighters, but she might be falling into that category, man. She might be falling into that category. I'm pulling for Rodriguez in this, but let's be honest. Look, might be falling into that category. I think she could be in that category right now. Marina Rodriguez is a fun striker, really good Muay Thai fighter and good striker, but she's lacking some things too, man. There's lack of growth. I'm hoping we see something different. I'd really love to see Marina sprawl in this fight. I'd love to see like a strength difference from the last fight. But I put this picture up here because Rodriguez Robertson is a fight that's going to answer some questions. Marina's 4-1 in her last 5 fights, and she could be on that chopping block. Let's be real. She's ranked, but if she goes in here and looks one-dimensional and gets put out, ooh, man, I don't know. May 3rd is going to answer some questions, and that's why I bring up growth here, because Jillian is in a position that makes her kind of dangerous to other fighters right now that's ranked. More so, Jillian is more so dangerous to fighters that don't grow. Okay. Now I used to give Jillian flack for not growing, not really showing like any improvements in her striking. But now that she has, and even like her pressure, and even like her, just her overall attack, I used to give her some flack for that. But now I see some changes, obvious changes. So you put her in there with somebody like Marina right now, who's kind of on the downside, which Marina could be dangerous, or she could be the same. But it's a fight that's going to answer something. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, Paul. It's that's why I had her right here in the target, because we already know Andrew Lee's gone. We know why she's gone. Andrade, she's on the downside right now. She's got Jasmine problems coming up, right? And Jasmine, who's making changes and evolving. What a dark day for Jessica Andrade it could be, right? Because Jessica is going to be fighting somebody that is in the midst of a transition of getting better, improving, and she's not letting anything stop her right now. I mean, Andrade's right hand could stop Jasmine, but Jasmine right now is on a warpath to be in next in line. Of course, she's not going to get there right now because Natalia Silva's after Manon. If Natalia Silva beats Grasso, that's another story. But Jasmine is not going to let anything stop her. So that's a fight that should either force Jessica to, get out the way or evolve. So, Jessica and Jasmine. Jessica got work to do now. Going back to Marina versus Jillian. This is going to be a tough one, man. Jillian, her offense, as far as like her striking, she's connecting now. I know Marina's got the puncher's chance, but can Marina keep it standing for 3 rounds? She's been taken down just about every single fight, and she's not been able to win any round that she's been taken down in. Right? Every round she gets taken down and she loses because there's no get up. There's no technique with takedown. Takedown defense is, it's its own art, man. Takedown defense is its own thing, man. Like where you have to know how to get up or don't even get there. Go back and watch Weili against Suarez. Like y'all saw that, right? Whenever Suarez was trying to take Weili down and she hopping on one foot. You see the athleticism there and you just see the balance. Look at Manon right now. Manon is constantly working on her balance. Like I know Axel's seen it. Axel he keeping talent watching. He be watching like, yeah, Manon's been like working on her balance like every day. Even whenever the fight wasn't even announced, like she's been working on her balance. So I know what that's for. If Valentina tries to take Manon down, Manon is going to be on her balance, like hopping on one foot if she's going for a single leg, or if she's shooting, she's gonna have her balance with her. So balance is really important, and I'm glad to see her really working on that. I don't know what Marina and them are doing behind the scenes, like when it comes to that, as far as making your takedown defense like its own weapon, but that's what they need in a fight with Jillian. If we don't see anything like that, Jillian could just come in here and make her claim and get a ranked spot. So yeah, man, we in a different time now, man. We in a different time than what 2018, 2016, 2019, 2020. It was cute back then, just seeing, okay, Andrade Rodriguez go in there, score a knockout real quick, beat somebody up with one skill set. Oh, Andrade slamming him again. Andrade unbuckled Rose, something like that. But as time goes on, man, these girls getting taken down and they get mauled, or they get knocked down, or they get knocked out. So lack of growth, man, it's gonna start separating some fighters. We'll start seeing these fighters get put out the door more and more. But as they get put out, that should force more fighters to get better. More fighters just got to get better. Robot say, yeah, brothers need to stick together. Yes, man, that's all I'm saying. Like I said, Robot, anything going on. That's why I said, look, Robot, I'm going to kick it to you like this. like an old man. Anybody trying to put any of the us against each other is just as far as like making people talk trash about another channel or their take. Just ignore it. Don't feed into it. Everybody got their opinion. Anybody else in the chat just want drama, let it go. Because I noticed that right now, like any drama over here is just kind of gone out. I noticed like people who like drama, I don't really see them in the chat anymore, and that's all right with me. Because we don't like drama in the gym. I mean, Easy E, he know. I always got to bring up Easy because he been throwing them things, and Easy knows that you can't bring drama in the gym, right? So I want the same atmosphere here. Let's talk. Let's talk about the fight game. Let's not be over here cussing, acting dumb. Let's not spread rumors. Let's not bring people's name up. It's just like a gym. Let's be respectful. Let's talk about what needs to be done in a fight. Let's talk about a fighter. That's it. But we ain't gonna be over here, just calling names and chatting about other channels and things like that. As I said, like if somebody don't like my opinion, I'm just like, hey, okay, fine. This is what I do. I got this pick wrong, but I'm still here. That's how I see it. Oh yeah, hold on, man. I'm gonna show y'all something. I want to show Axel something. I know this is where. Let me see if I can find it. It's Easy's girl, so I'm gonna try to pull this interview up I did a little while back. Oh, there you are. Oh wow. 4 years ago. You did no interviewing that long. Easy said, yeah, I love these peaceful chats. I do too, especially on a Monday. I just want to talk. I just want to talk about the fight game. Okay. Look, here's your peaceful chat. Let me ask y'all some questions. Even you, Paul, like, since we transitioned into Marina, who are some fighters y'all see on the downside that need to improve? Let me ask y'all that question. Even Marcus, I'm curious about Marcus's take on this. Who is a fighter that y'all think needs to improve ASAP? I got a good question for y'all right here. Who is a fighter that y'all think needs to improve ASAP, or they're gone, or they're really going to face a bad loss? Who you think needs to improve right now? Coolio said Molly McCann versus Alexia Tharnera. Who is your pick and why? Tharnera is a high energy fighter. She won the Contender Series. I think she's got some good stand up, decent stand up. She's a little bit too entertaining as far as like showboaty wise, but I'm gonna go with Molly McCann right now. I think first of all, Molly McCann experience, polished boxing, and if it stays on the feet, I think Molly McCann is just, again, too smooth and slick with her right hands, and even like her ground game's been improving. I like her elbows on the inside. That sneaky spinning back fist is still like one of her signature moves, and just some improvement in her jiu-jitsu. That's something they've really been working on. Tharnera, like I said, she's kind of wiry. Not wiry, but like not wiry as far as like her build, but just how she fights. She's always sporadic, kind of throwing these combinations out from what I've seen. But that showboat, she got to leave that behind, because she was showboating a lot in the Contender Series. Good cardio, though. I will give her that. But I see experience, Molly McCann, coming through in that one. Okay, who is a fighter y'all think needs to improve ASAP? Paul said Ebos. Okay, he's picking Molly. Coolio said Mackenzie Dern. I agree with that. Running Ring said probably Andrea Lee. Well, Andrea Lee, as far as being in the UFC, she already been cut, but she just needs to improve if she want to keep fighting. Robot said life is too short to be serious. I have no problem with anyone. I just wish the best for everyone. Hey, that's all I ask. for me is, like I can't tell anybody else what to do, but I just wish the best for everybody right now because life ain't easy right now for anybody, and this ain't a place to get angry and vent about other things. Like this is a place to get away from that. It's just like when you go to the gym. Going to the gym ain't a place to yell. It's a place to get things off your chest by running, hitting the bag, working out. That's how you take out your anger. That's what a gym is for. It's not to go in there and talk trash or throw weights across the throw weights across the gym or punch the coach or be stupid or cuss people out. The gym is where you go, get on the treadmill, go run, get you some water. Okay, go sit down and then go hit the bag and do some work. And then you'll come out feeling much better. So if you come over here and want to talk about the fight game, all right, yeah, let's do that. Then you'll probably leave feeling better. Okay. Probably leave feeling a lot better. All right. Coolio says Shauna Bannon versus Puja Tomar. Who's your pick and why? I'm gonna go with Shauna Bannon. I think Shauna Bannon, pressure, stand up, and her ground game. Puja Tomar is tough. She's durable. Stand up game might be her thing that could keep her in the fight, but I still need to see more on the ground with her. Like, really wasn't impressed with her last fight, but Puja Tomar, like, I'm glad she's trying to bring. I'm thinking of her when she was like screaming in the cage, but I'm gonna go with Shauna. Shauna Bannon ain't like the best well-rounded fighter either, but I'm gonna go with Shauna Bannon as far as just like her volume. Did y'all know Shauna Bannon fought Dakota Ditcheva to a decision in the amateurs? I can't believe that. Paul said Myra Bueno Silva's another one. Easy said Irene Aldana. Yeah, both of them. I agree, both of them. Yeah, Dern too. Yeah. Marcus said he think Andrew Lee's far gone to improve. I think so too, man. I really think so too. Unless she just like did a 180 and she was with good people that just wanted to bring the best out of her and it brought the best out of her, but that's a big if. Nora Cornell, she can do better. She has a very good gym, but her mentality and childish personality, emotions, and speaking too much go in the way and put her behind. Hey, Axel, he broke it down. He ain't hold back. Don't hold back, Axel. I mean, I noticed that, man. Like she does have she's a little bit more out there than like a Manon is. Like, I think sometimes, yeah, they just need to focus on the game. Focus on the game. Easy said the heavy bag's been my therapy for years. Yeah, it can be therapy, man. Hit that bag. Robots have people hate those people that throw weights around like that. Yeah. I think Running Reed said, how did Andrea Lee fall off? I think she kind of fell off just by the people she's with. I mean, I think maybe her coach. Wasn't she with her last boyfriend, the one that was like an ex-Nazi? Wasn't he kind of abusive to her? And then the next boyfriend she had, he was calling Viviana Araujo a dirty Brazilian. Like she keeps some company. I'll tell you that right now. Like I said, I'm not spreading rumors. I'm just going by what was said on the broadcast. Like, we all heard that on the broadcast. We all heard Andrea Lee's boyfriend say, like, something that dirty Brazilian, or she fight dirty because she Brazilian. So he said it. And that just showed the kind of company she keep. And then, that last guy, like I said, he wasn't really doing her any justice as far as getting better, abusive or Nazi'd out. So I don't know, so it's just the company. Bad company destroys what? Good morals? Robot said if Lee has some good coaches, then forget about it. Yeah. Aldana fights like she's trying to end her career a lot faster than the way Aldana is fighting right now. If it's only good for the fans, but not her. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, don't fight for the fans sometimes. Look, tip number one, look. Y'all agree with this? This is tip number one for any fighter. See, Wei, she likes her fans, but she's not fighting for her fans, if that makes sense. Okay. Like she likes to please her fans and she loves her fans. Valentina loves her fans. They love their fans, right? They love to put on a crowd pleasing fight, but they don't fight for the fans. They ain't trying to get their brain bashed to mush for you. Because are y'all gonna let's be honest, are y'all gonna be out there taking care of that fighter when they can't talk anymore? No, because we taking care of ourselves. So when a fighter chooses a certain style that's safe for them, I can't really get mad at them. Like when Shevchenko chose to be a little bit more of a wrestler against Grasso, I know what she was doing. Yeah, it was kind of boring on a fan note. Like it wasn't like the epic type of comeback, but she did what she needed to do in that moment. Why? Because she was fighting for her and her legacy, not the fans. Paul said disagree. Said that's why we like watching Chandler. No, like I like it, but I'm like, man, that fighter would be forgotten. Yeah, the fighter's gonna be forgotten. You fight for a paycheck, and if you're really about that life, you need to fight to become champion. Yeah, become champion. Do whatever you gotta do. Do whatever you got to do. Man, the smoothie is good, y'all. Gerald McClellan. Sadly, Gerald. Easy. You know who Gerald McClellan is, right? I know you do, man. That's a stupid question. I just pulled up a documentary. I meant to watch this documentary on YouTube, and his sister's taking care of him. He's another fighter. Went to war with Nigel Benn, and things ain't turn out the way they could have, the way he wanted them to. So I just say fight for you. As a champion, you got to fight for you. Okay. But before I go, okay, James in the building. All right. Before I go, James, time to just write because I want to talk. Let's talk for the last topic of the day, last topic of the night, and he shows up just in time. James talk. Look, James showed up just in time for the real talk. Okay. He showed up just in time for Bullet versus the Beast. Again, shout out to Coach. I was listening to him his last stream. That's why I wanted to talk a little bit about this tonight. Is the fact that I think people they kind of need to put that scare talk aside on both sides here. There's been a lot of people. Like I know he was saying like some people saying Valentina was scared. That's why she was pushing the fight off. Or they saying Manon is scared. Oh, she ain't fight for like a whole year. She was trying to push the fight off. Or why didn't she fight her before? She really don't want this fight. No, nobody is scared in this one, man. Nobody is scared in this fight. First of all, Valentina already addressed the injury. She addressed the neck injury. Neck injury, man, neck injury. A neck injury is not something you really play with, even if it is just a little minor one. Tatiana Suarez had one. She had one after that Nina Azaroff fight, had to chill out. Of course, Valentina's wasn't as bad, but still, like that forced the fighter to, make sure everything was okay. So that was the only thing kind of holding her back in the moment. And even then, like the whole situation with her, even not even the call out. Like I said, even with the call out thing, that like I said, that's not something that she really needed to do on her part. Okay, that's not something she needs to do on her part. That's not really saying, "Oh, I'm scared." I don't want this person to fight. She gonna fight. Valentina's gonna fight. Manon, on her side, she been wanting this fight. Her manager, Aldric, they've been trying to push her the right way, push her in the right direction. There was some other fights, they had to get through first. It was an injury a little while back. Thing is, Grasso got that shot, and that's just what it was. There was really no duck in there. I think that they were really trying to go for perfection, and then they wanted to make sure they were ready. But even with that, sometimes it's not going to go in the direction you want. See, certain things like injuries will push you back. So you might want this fight to get ready, but if the opportunity's there, you got to get it. And I think they would have taken it had it been there. Had there been no injury right then. But here we are now. The fight is signed. The stare down has happened. Nobody's scared in this fight. Okay. This thing is happening. This is what they both wanted. Valentina wanted to come back. She wants to defend her belt. Manon is here, fought all the way up here, beat 7 people. Why would you beat 7 people to turn back? Why would you beat 7 people and then turn back? No, that's not how you do it. She's ready. Another thing too, is like people just thinking Manon's gonna be size. Like, no, like size is not all Manon. Manon has technique. Manon has skills on the feet. She's got takedown defense. She's got good takedowns on her own. She's got good cage wrestling and good clinch control. Has it been on the level of the champion? Like, has it been tested against Nunes and Pena and so on? No. But this is where the test comes in. We're going to see if it is good enough. Okay. So that's what I want to see, because, hey, we said Grasso didn't have certain things. Grasso did. Apparently she did. Grasso had enough to go 15 rounds. No, excuse me. 14, right? She went 4, finished Valentina at 4, went 5 in the last 2, right? So even Grasso had a little something to just stay alive in those fights. But I still think that, with Manon and what she's seen and what she possesses, she can make this thing interesting. Now, if this fight was going to be purely off of size, then I would say Valentina is going to win. Like, if we think Valentina is going to lose to somebody that's just bigger, you already got the wrong idea of the fight. Like, I don't see this being that type of fight where, Manon is just going to win because she's big. No, it's going to come down to technical skills, and that's one of the ways you beat Valentina. Like, if you come in brute force, bulldogging, trying to bully Valentina, that's not going to work. That's exactly what she wants. It's like when you're watching Floyd fight Floyd fight guys that just come straight in, that's the type of style he wants. Why? Because they're wide open to be hit. But if somebody wants to stand with you and actually play chess with you, you start to get uncomfortable, especially if you don't see that a lot. Valentina doesn't really have to play chess with too many fighters. Valentina she played chess with Nunes a few years ago, right? But since then, was Chikagan playing chess? No. Lauren wasn't. Nope. Andrade? Nope. She led the dance all the way through. She saw the move and she took him. She took him out. Checkmate. But if you kind of stand your ground and you start showing Valentina some, some moves, and you got the dance moves as well, the way like Grasso was sliding in and out on her feet, I'm like, whoa, okay. This is kind of getting under Valentina's skin. Jennifer Maya showed a few things, even though she going to do it like a couple rounds, but just a couple of things in there to make the champion uncomfortable. I think Valentina's weakness is more when somebody starts to play that game back, the intellect game. Because if you're coming in just big and you just bulldog, and like I said, that's easy. She can pick you up, toss you. She can counter you all day. Because once you eat that speed right away, there's nothing else there. If it's just size, then there's nothing else there. That's why you got to go in there and you have to be able to show Valentina some footwork, show her some countering, show her some surprises. And that's what they said. I read that article, Axel, where her grappling coach said that they got some surprises for Valentina. And hey, I'm ready to see it. Axel said, do you know Neely Block and Marina Spasic? Yeah, I saw Marina Spasic. I saw she was in her sparring camp too as well. So That'll be interesting. I know she's still an up and comer. So that will be. James says if she has skills, but the size gets her to where she is. Mark said it comes down to patience for Manon as well. Yeah, definitely patience. Definitely got to be patient, And once you show patience against Valentina, and that's when it kind of starts to make her think more like, okay, this girl is trying to find the pace. Who's going to crack first? And that's what it's going to come down to too. Like, who will crack? Like when they're both playing that waiting game, who will fire first? And let's say Valentina decides to strike first and she gets caught. How will she feel? Okay, reset, we'll do it again. Steps in again, boom. Somebody gets caught. Okay, feel like they can kind of do that each round, So we'll see how it matches up. Hit Valentina in the face a few times and she realizes she's human. Yeah. Mm. James said Valentina. Manon won't be the counterpuncher. It probably wouldn't be smart for her to be the counterpuncher, round after round here. She's gonna have to be. She's gonna have to lead, in my opinion. You got to push Valentina back. Don't let Valentina get her feet set. Can't just be in there being the counterpuncher here, especially the first couple rounds when Valentina is fresh, in my opinion. Like, don't play that game. I think she needs to kind of slip and slide in and out, volume, go ahead and build a lead early. I think that Grasso fight taught her a couple of things. I think that Grasso fight did teach Valentina a couple of things that, hey, we can't throw the same combination. She's throwing that same combination. Grasso is stuffing her with right hands that first fight. But that's the difference between Grasso and Manon. I think, like, see, Grasso, if they can build off of what Grasso did, and they already got takedown defense on their side, Manon will make it interesting. I think Manon, she will be able to make it interesting. They've been working on the boxing, working on that. So Grasso's going to have to, not Grasso, Manon adding that to her arsenal is going to make Valentina have to work even harder, I think. Because you could take Grasso down round after round. I don't think they'll be able to do that with Manon, though. The Grasso loss is a blessing in disguise. Yeah, losing, especially if you can come back and win from it. It took her two more fights, but I knew she was going to get it at some point. But the thing is, Grasso, that weakness was right there in front of her the first two fights. They just went about it so reckless. Like Valentina continued to try to spin and give up her back. That's why she almost got choked out in the second fight, Like she could have had it locked in on the second fight. I thought Valentina won the second fight, but she could have had it locked in had she not tried to get fancy with it. And that's the one thing Manon and their team got to hope for here is that Valentina tries to get fancy with it. Look for those fancy moves, be ready to counter with whatever they can, and throw her off her usual comfort, comfort throw her out of her comfort zone. But that's what I think too, man. Like when people think it's going to be purely size that beats Valentina, no. Like Valentina's used to that. Like the thing that's going to beat her is somebody that wants to fight the same striking game that she does, or somebody that wants to play a better chess match than she does. I think footwork is going to be a big issue here. Like footwork's going to be a big factor. Footwork is going to be a big factor for Manon's side. Like they've got to be able to slide in and out, step side to side, stay out of the power zone of the left hand, and even that left kick, and time the combination with their own right hook and their own left hand. I would actually like to see Manon go orthodox a couple of times in this fight, just to set up a straight right hand. I know a couple of her early fights, she was couple of early fights, she was orthodox. Axel said, "Do you know who are the sparrings of Valentina for this fight?" I don't. Matter of fact, hold on. I haven't been on Instagram, like I said, too much, but there were. I don't know if you want to count Jocelyn Edwards. Jocelyn Edwards has been in there again. Jocelyn Edwards has been in there. Axel, I think she's been in there with her this time around. Who else has Valentina been working with? I have to go back and look. James said she could have whooped her better in the second fight. I agree with that. But after the first two fights, Grasso's confidence was at all-time high, and what happened in the third fight toyed with her. Laughable. Yeah, but that shows you the difference in level of hunger and champions. Like Valentina's level, of course, after losing, forced her to say we got to get better. Whereas Grasso won the belt, and they got a little comfortable. It was like, okay, I got a draw, but I still defended the belt. But with that should have forced them to say, you know what? Valentina was taking us down. Valentina was putting us on our back. We need to wrestle. We need takedown defense. Third fight, round after round. That was what I feel. That's the third fight is what I thought Valentina was going to do the first time around. That's why I was like, she regressed. Robot said Nunes beat Valentina just coasting, and Val fought her hard out and still lost. Yeah, Nunes still won both fights. G Rain said Val's all over the place training for this. She was an alpha male sparring with Jan. Yeah, that's who I saw. Yeah, that's who I saw. G Frame, Jan Zhaonan. Yep, she was sparring with Jan Zhaonan. Last time I jumped on there, yeah, sparring with Jan. Shoot, that's good on Jan's part. Y'all gonna need that. Y'all gonna need that against Verna. Paul says Stamp is the real GOAT. Stamp is the real GOAT here. Stamp is coming back in August, y'all. Still gonna be a minute, but hey, she will be back. But yeah, y'all, I think Valentina, it's gonna be competitive. It's not gonna be how we think it is, like some type of barn burner. It's gonna be a good chess match that's going to have some moments. It's going to have some it's going to have so many moments where you're like, somebody might get caught. Highly possible when you got two fighters that want to be the best striker and land the best shots. Yeah, and it all depends too. Like I said, when you get woke up, one of them shots, we're gonna see how they react, man. Axel said, I feel like Grasso in the third fight was not really there. She didn't have the dog. Looks like she was sick and tired of having the same opponent, seeing her at the turf every day. That could have been it too, man. That could have been it too. She probably was but that just shows you with a champion. Like, you might get sick of them, but Valentina is a tough code to crack. And if you're tired of seeing her, should have done more of that second fight, right? But that could be it too. Sometimes when you keep seeing the same face, it's just like a job. Some people, they got to move around on the job. They got to do more. Same thing in the same environment. Sometimes, that's just some people. They just can't do it. But that's what separates people. That's what separates dominant champions to people who just win the belt once. No disrespect. I don't know Grasso. She could come back and get it. We just don't know. But yeah, with that being said, let's see. We do have a pretty good lineup, man, coming up here. We do got a pretty good lineup. I'm going to keep my 3 fights right here, just so y'all know. We can already check off 2. Well, we can't check them off because they're signed, but they haven't delivered yet, right? They're signed and sealed, but they're not delivered. We got the championship fight. We got the number 1 contender fight lined up, but this Aaron Macy fight, I need this Aaron Macy fight. That's all I'm saying. On my end, this is all I want. When this fight happened, I'm talking about it. I'm gonna talk about it till I'm blue in the face. And if it happens in April, y'all, you can't tell me nothing. Can't tell me nothing. I'm dropping stuff. We just over here dropping stuff. My opinions, my take. We just gonna be talking. I'm gonna be talking. you know, Grasso and Natalia Silva. I like this. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think Silva's ready for. I think Silva's ready, man. James Press said, "Is Barbara Aaron booked or not?" No, it's not booked yet. It's being talked about. I know last month the latest I saw was the fight is not signed, but a venue and location is being discussed. That's all I've seen. Anything outside of that, nothing official. Like one news guy on IG just said, yeah, that's all that's being looked at right now. It's just a venue and location. It's still TBA to be announced. That's about it. But to me, it's like it should just be one signed just like that. Because I don't need it. Look, I don't need Barber versus Rose right now. I don't need that. Had it happened a little while back, okay, I would have watched it. But now I need this Aaron and Barber fight. Like style wise, and the energy between these two, it just matches up. And like I said, the way Miranda absorbed a lot of her power and smothered her, I think Aaron's got more than enough. Shoot, I'm gonna break that down in a video tomorrow. I got time. Robot said Aaron surpassed Barber already, to be honest. Yeah, I think so. Like as far as accomplishments wise and resume wise, Macy's on her 6-fight win streak, which is good. Okay, like that's good. On paper, that's good. That's good promotion. But as far as getting the belt, only you know how well you did and how well you can do. Like us, we see it from the outside. Casual fans might look at it and say, "Oh yeah, she on a 6-fight win streak. She deserved it." But if you really looking at who she fought and how she won, you might say, that's 6 fights, but she might could do it for another one. She might have to do this Aaron fight. And she might have to go in there and look like she ain't missed a step. Because again, though she's 6 wins deep, Macy is, there's some subtraction you got to do. And that's the inactivity and that's the condition. Like whatever the illness is, that could be something holding her back. So she got to get in there a couple of times. She got to get in there and look good. If she can look good against Aaron, get her out of there, good. And then fine. Then we'll talk. But if she skate by with the decision against Aaron, you got to get back in there and work. You still got to get back in there and work. A decision win, let's say a split decision over Aaron that you barely get by, to me won't prove title shot. Silva can win a decision against Grasso, I think, and still go for title shot because, I've seen her fight different styles. You know what I mean? There's different styles there. So that's fine with me. But yeah, Axel, I feel like Macy is lacking some technique. I think, Macy does lack a little bit of technique. I remember one fight, you could hear Uriah Faber saying, "Come on, girl, go fight." He was like, "Let it go, let it go." He was like, "Go on, let them shots go." I think they were like, they saw her just kind of sitting back. I think it was the Miranda fight. I think it was the first round. And, Uriah Faber, he was like, "Go, go." They were telling her to let it go. So there's going to be some questions that just need to be answered. And that's all I want to see, and that's all I want to see. I want to see a good fight. I want to see a good fight. And I think that styles deliver. Easy said, "Yeah, why you think Barbara been sitting on the bench? She know that ceiling is closing." Dang. Yeah, it's crunch time now Fighters getting better. The top five, the top four right now above her, they got it popping right now. Then you got new fighters coming in. New fighters, on their way in. So, she got to. I know, whatever's going on, she got to make sure she's good and clear. But it's getting thick now. Walter said Macy and Aaron are the longer way to fight for me. Those two have been back and forth for what seems like forever. Yeah, it's been going on for about like 2 years, and Aaron wants it. I'll just put it that way. Marcus Barber beat Jessica I, but Cynthia Calvillo was able to box up I. Mm-hmm. Yeah. James said Grasso can beat Silva. I think that she could, but I think that Silva's got more than enough to do what she needs to do. I think Silva's kind of been forced to fight a lot of different styles, so that's kind of gonna prove that she can adjust faster. I think Silva knows how to adjust, but at the same time remain true to what she wants to do. And you don't really see too many fighters do that. A lot of people want to see different dimensions. Yeah, Silva, she can do that. I think she can. Like, we've seen some things in the past, in her past career before the UFC, but I think right now she's able to let's put it this, she'll make other fighters adjust to her or try to adjust, and by the time they do, the fight is done because she's ahead. Running Reed said, I hope Aaron Blanchfield submits Macy Barber. That's gonna be a tough job. Aaron has an ability to submit the way Barber will have it submit to maybe Clubber. I mean, whew. Paul, how is it, man? Everybody talking about your girl, man. Paul said, y'all know I love Macy. She may not go any further, but I always love watching the early fights with the killer elbow, TKOs, and primal victory screams. Love it. That's all I'm saying, Paul, about Marina Rodriguez too, man. Like, we got the same thing, man. You got the Macy thing. Look, I'm gonna always rock with Marina. Marina might not get back to that title shot run, but hey, I love watching the style. I enjoyed watching the double knockout of E-Boss in one fight. And I love watching her pick apart Mackenzie Dern when everybody counted her out against Mackenzie. I remember when I picked Marina, man, everybody was like, oh, man, Marina going to get subbed. And Marina, boy, she took her to school. Oh, Walter Bell, appreciate that, man, with the 20 spot. Always coming through. Appreciate that. Walter Bell, a.k.a. Dakota Ditcheva's biggest fan over here. And he ain't ashamed to admit it. James said Silva's fast. She moves a lot and throws good combinations in general. Good takedown defense for now, so she has good tools. I'm kind of worried about Grasso's leg. Kind of worried about it a little bit because she's going to be fighting somebody that likes to move a lot, kicks a lot. And if Silva's smart, they're going to attack the leg. Attack the leg on the boxer. And she's very front foot heavy too. Marcus Bell said, where is Andrea Lee's biggest fan? You better take a couple of days off because it's going to take a while to find her. You might have to take a week off from work to find that person. You might have to hire a private investigator to find that one. Robot said, I love Dakota too. I used to think Zami was capping, but she's legit. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Look, I'm a striking fan. Y'all know I'm a striking fan. But at the same time, I'm hard on a fighter when it comes down to the resume. I'm not hard on their dynamics though. Like, I like what I see from her. I just want to make sure that we're not looking at what is it saying? I want to make sure we're not looking at give face. I forget that saying. I forget that saying. But anyway, Looking for a gift face towards the mouth, something like that. Yeah. Like, believe me, Dakota, like, I'm actually going to sit down. I'm going to tell you right now, y'all, look, this week, I'm going to sit down for the rest of this week. I'm going to watch all of Dakota's fights again. I'm just watch them all. I just want to watch them all again. Because I remember doing a couple post-fight videos a while back. And yeah, like, I know the caliber of fighter she was fighting. And that's what I'm kind of judging it off of. But I'm going to sit down and I'm going to just watch them. I just want to watch them. And then I'm going to compare it to what I've seen the other fighters do when they came into the UFC. And I'm going to give a reassessment because, like I said, at the time, yeah, I'm watching a flood of UFC fighters like Tyler, Aaron, Manone, and these fighters come through and they all doing well. But I'm going to go back and look at Dakota's debut. What was it, 2021? I'm going to watch it all the way up till now and see how that measures up again. Just for my viewing pleasure, too. Just for my viewing pleasure and my willingness to say, okay, I missed something. And because I'm a fight fan. So I will spend, and you know, what am I talking about? I'm gonna watch the whole week, man. Dakota's fight ends early, man. I could watch all her fights in one night. That's a compliment, though, right? That's a compliment. I can watch all her fights in 1 hour. I'm trying to stretch this thing out, man. Axel said, normally to beat a fighter like Silva, the best striking process would be to damage her legs. However, Grasso doesn't use low kicks. That's a huge issue for Grasso. Right. She uses a lot of just boxing. That's what's going to make it hard, man. Axel, like, she just won't be able to. And again, you know, with the broken leg, we don't know how tender it's going to be. Is it a good weapon against somebody who's going to keep on moving? So we'll see. Okay, yeah, Robot said Dakota's mom has excellent striking too. I saw a little bit of her highlights. Somebody had posted up some of her highlights about a year ago. And I went back and looked at her and I was like, okay, she cut from the same cloth. But again, I said, I'm gonna go back and watch some more. I'm gonna go back and watch. Because I'm doing research. I'm doing research on why a lot of big fighters don't use their size and their reach. And I'm not seeing too many that do it well, like Manone does. Megan Anderson, she didn't really do it well. You know, nobody should be getting on somebody that big. And then I went to boxing. You know, Lennox Lewis, he learned how to use his well. The Klitschko's learned how to use it well. You know, it's big men. But freakishly big women for the division like Manone or Dakota, they should always be using their size well. And I think that what I'm seeing is Dakota has been using it well. But there's that other girl. What's her name? Ernesta Kiriskata. Don't really see her using that well. She's about as big as Dakota, but she's kind of fighting too low. When you that big, you shouldn't be getting bullied. So that's one thing I'm doing. I'm just kind of researching big fighters. I'm just researching like big girls. Like, and when I say big, I'm talking about like 5'7" and up. You know, girls that really know how to use their size. And so far, I think Dakota's been not just using size, but like having power, which is really, you know, it's almost abnormal. It's kind of scary. Like when I look at her body punching. Easy said I was on her from day one. You know, I don't support bums. Look, Easy, I know. I remember. Look, Easy, I'm messing with you, man. Because Easy, you said Wei Lee was overrated though. You were messing with Wei Lee though. No, but yeah, seriously. I know some people already day one. They got their fighters they look at. Like I'm a day one Aaron. I've been watching Aaron since she was young. Like when she was still, when Aaron was competing in jiu-jitsu. That's why I was like, when this girl transitions to MMA and she makes it work, she's going to be at the top of the UFC. This was back in like 27. This was like 8 years ago. This was like when she was like 15 or 16, you know? So there's some people I just watched from day one, and yeah, okay. Surprisingly, Dakota being a striker, I wasn't like a day one with her, you know, but I'm going to go back and just kind of sit down and watch and see what it is. Well, I already know what it is, but just doing research. Yeah, Megan didn't use it too well. Paul said that's like watching all around this fight. It takes about 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes, and I can still take like 3 bathroom breaks. Easy said, can we agree that Whaley is not a bum, but had bum-like behavior at times? Dang, that's a new one. Dude, can we? That question trying to stump me, man. Like, did Whaley ever have bum-like behavior? Does Whaley have bum? Did she ever have bum behavior? I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a fan, but I'm trying to dig deep. Like, did she ever have bum behavior? Like, any signs of like being somebody that would fall off? No, I don't think so, man. Like, you know, like when you see fighters like Andrea Lee, like that never grow or make no changes. Like, that's what I'm thinking of. Easy says she's Rose's daughter. Whew. Yeah, she is that. But she's her best daughter. Like, she's her. Rose made her better. That's why let's just say Rose is a good mom. Rose has been a good mom to her. She made her better. She spanked her twice and she put her in line. No, just Rose is going to win Mom of the Year. She's a good mom. Can we agree? Oh, hold on. I read that. Axel said this tall Lithuanian, she fights at the boxing range instead of fighting at the kicking range or karate range. She needs to fire her striking coach. Actually, Axel, she needs to hire Rose. Speaking of good moms, she, you know, come on, that's your Lithuanian sister. Go, you know, call her up. Y'all work together. Because Rose, you know, she measures that range and she's in and out. Yeah, she need to fight at a kicking range with them long legs. James says she'll forever belong to Rose. Marcus said, called it from day one that Whaley is a student of the game. Yeah, I'm going to put that right there. Yeah, she is. And, you know, a student might fail. So I respect that. Yeah, Marcus has been one to say that Whaley's a growing fighter. Like, no bum behavior there. Like, we talk about her, hit me up sometime. Like, Whaley is a student of the game. Like, I'll give her that. Like, I'm going to give me an idea. I'm going to drop a video tomorrow. Well, I've been working on one, but I kind of put it on the back burner because sometimes people get mad when I talk about Whaley. Even if it's good, people get mad when I talk about Whaley. So forget y'all. I'm gonna do a video tomorrow. But yeah, I respect Whaley's grind. Like, a student of the game doesn't necessarily mean you're always gonna be a top student or A+ student. You might fail sometimes, right? A student of the game might fail every now and then. But if you can come back and take that test and win and pass with flying colors, you know, you are true student. Paul said Whaley would smoke Rose if you ran the trilogy at this point. Does anyone disagree with that? I don't disagree with that one. Like, even though Rose has moved up, Paul, I think that Rose is almost falling in there like a flyweight, just like a flyweight contender. But I think if Whaley comes in there now, Whaley's like on a mission to be pound for pound across the board. Like, there's a fire still there, if that makes sense. Like, Rose is an artist. Rose be playing the piano. She can paint. She likes to farm. But going back to like her talents, like, you know, an artist, they have to rise to the occasion, like to make a hit sometime or to play the piano. you got to be in the mood, to make it all come out like music. And Rose, she's an artist like that. That's why I think that kind of reflects how she fights. Sometimes she's there for the masterpiece. Sometimes it don't come together. And that's where they differ. Whaley's a student of the game. Rose is more of an artist type. So Rose was in her Picasso phase whenever she beat Whaley. But Whaley being a student, just a consistent student, straight to it, she could come back and beat Rose this time around. She maybe could. Or Rose could put on another masterpiece. It just depends on which one shows up. And that's the thing about being an artist. Like, it's an up and down thing. It's like a mood swing. That's how I see it. That's my opinion. James said Whaley is great, but against a good striker, her defense has always been suspect. I don't know. I think her basic defense has improved. And Robot makes a good point. What people said when she fought Lemos, like, she dropped Lemos with a good right hand. Nah, man. Rose ain't trash, Bill and James. I don't think Rose is trash after that fight. Just a bad night off. Okay, hold on, Easy. I meant to read that. Hold on. Easy said, okay, I got to be real. When I say Whaley was overrated, I meant she's not as good as everyone thinks. Her striking is not what you would expect from someone who's supposed to be elite. Okay. I can see that. Yeah, because there's been some reckless mistakes. Because when you look at Amanda, elite fighter, that striking is dominating. That striking is on point. It's made to kill. Whaley's over the years has improved. It's gotten her to a certain level, but there was a lot of holes in the game. And that's why Rose did expose it early on. Like Rose caught her at a bad range. Whaley was out on the outside for too long, bouncing on her toes, hands down. And Rose was like, oh man, this is food right here. And Rose said, and Whaley went down hard. Because, yeah, I understand. Yeah, the striking wasn't like what it should have been. And that's what makes MMA so interesting. That's what makes me love this fight game right now, because Rose can beat Whaley. Rose can beat Joanna. Rose couldn't convincingly beat Andrade, but Joanna could, and Whaley could. It only took Whaley one round to get Andrade out of there. Took Joanna 5 masterful rounds. Rose got slammed the first time and then a split decision the second time. So it's just weird, man. It's just weird like that. Like, certain things bring out certain weaknesses and strengths in these fighters. I don't get it sometimes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But when I don't get it, that's what makes me like it even more sometimes. Because it's like, yeah, it makes me go back and have to watch more. Yeah, she's not trash. Rose ain't trash. Rose is not a trash fighter. Rose is not a trash. Rose is still one of the elites, man. Like, one of the pioneers of the strawweight division. Axel said, totally agree. Rose is an artist. The main issue is that her real coach is not there anymore to keep her motivated, keep working seriously. Yeah, she needs that coach to make it fun, make it fun. Paul said, what is next for Rose? Are we even sure that they didn't rebook Macy with Rose rather than Macy Aaron? That is a possibility. I talked about that 2 days ago in a video. I said that, I'm wanting this fight, but who knows? Macy could ask for that Rose fight, and they might do that. But what's next? What I would prefer is Viviane Araújo. That would be a good fight for Rose. But yeah, let's not act. We're not acting like this Macy and Aaron is signed. So when y'all ask me if it's signed, no, it's not. I just want it to be. But it's a high possibility they could do that because I could see Macy wanting that Rose fight instead after a year off. I wouldn't want it, but I wouldn't want it, but I watch it. I want a main event between Aaron and Macy on a UFC fight night, though. Let's do a 5-round fight. That's what I'm talking about. Running Reed said, however, Wei Lee wasn't reckless against Tatiana, was she? No. She was patient, masterful, and that comes with time. Comes with time. Guys, I think Jasmine beats Rose and Macy. Ooh. What do y'all think about that? Running Reed said, I think Jasmine, Jazz Devicious, beats the mess out of Rose and Macy Barber. Do y'all agree with this statement? I don't think Rose would probably fight for the flyweight belt. I really don't. Unfortunately, I think she could go back down to strawweight and win it. Possibly, whether it was Whaley or not, maybe if it's vacant. But I could see her being a 3-time strawweight champion. But really tough to see her back in there, getting all the way back there against some of these girls at flyweight. Jazz Devicious beats Rose and Macy Barber. Easy. I think people give Pat Barry too much hate. He was the one that got Rose to the championship in the first place. People forget that. Carla beat Rose twice. I'm going to tell y'all like this, though. I'm going to break this down to you. Because even Rose said this before I said it about her. And I'm just saying, I'm not trying to take credit because I know the person, but I tend to know Rose just by her character and what she does. Easy, he said, Rainey, put the wine down. He said, put the 40 down. He said, put that 40 down. He said, Jasmine ain't beating nobody. He said, put the Sherm down. No, I'm going. He didn't say that. He said, put the Sherm down. Sherm. Easy, Summer has. Oh boy, don't. Oh, easy. Come on now. As long as you ain't having no Sherm. Let me stop. Robot said Minone closed the door on Rose. Okay, no, this is what I was gonna say. Rose, her weakness. Carla beat Rose twice because this is her weakness. All right, and she said it herself. Rose's weakness is smaller fighters. I don't know why. It seemed like it would be easier because, when you punch down, you tend to have more power. But if you even look at her resume, her weakness is smaller fighters. Tisha Torres, out of those 2 fights, she won one and controversially won one. She lost one and controversially won the second one. Lost 2 times to Carla. Lost once to Andrade. Almost lost that fight. All right. So out of those 6 fights, she's always had a tough time with short people. But when she fought people like Joanna, she knocked her out. Even fighting against Minone, she was in there long enough against a big girl, But there's something about shorter fighters. I don't know what it is, but like maybe it's just like the way they enter, where they're coming in. I'm just messing easy. No sure. Got me thinking of Loco, man, from South Central now. I think I gotta go watch that now. South Central. See, robot talking about T-Bone from Colors. I'm thinking of Loco from South Central. Oh, let me do this real quick. Hold on. All right, now we talking. We just having fun. We still on topic. All right, we still on topic. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, I think that's just her weakness. Fighting smaller fighters is her weakness. Maybe it's their approach. Maybe it's because how low they are to the ground, that low center of gravity. It's just something she has issues with. But I think that she does. For me personally, I think she does have that weakness. I think she does. Even before she had said that. Yeah. Mm. Who else is fighting this weekend? Molly McCann and Tharneris and Pooja Tomar and Shauna Bannon. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, James, that's what I'm saying. Up and down, you know what I mean? Being an artist, sometimes you up and down. I mean, when she's there, she puts on a master class. Rose got some of the best hands in the game, the best boxing that you ever seen, as far as how the girls move. But consistency isn't her thing. Consistency it's just not her thing. Because if it was, she'd have 7 title defenses like Valentina, maybe 3 or 4. Maybe 3 or 4. But sometimes people just want to get the belt and that's it for them. Nunes, nobody can do what Nunes or Valentina's done, or even like Chris Cyborg over here at Bellator, whatever is doing. But still a champion, still been a champion. She's got the skills, but yeah, just the consistency is hard. Pooja gang for Paul. I interview Jasmine. Let's see if I'll ever do an interview. I don't know if I'll ever do an interview again. Maybe. I was showing I did this interview a little bit. Is this the same interview? This might be the Britain interview I just posted, but I was just showing that to Easy earlier since he said he was a fan of Britain Hart. That was that interview. Sam Hughes, Chelsea Chandler, Miranda Maverick. I never got a chance to interview I never got a chance to interview Aaron. I started to interview Aaron Blanchfield. Who else did I start interviewing? Emily Ducote, I think. I had one fighter I was going to interview. No, tried to set up an interview with one fighter, didn't hear back from like a year or something. I was like, oh, well, I ain't got time now. I'm doing something. It was like a year later. James says Grasso, Silva, and Jasmine Andrade on the main card with the bullet. You think they'll do 3 women fights on main card? That's in your hometown? Shoot. Are you going, James? They are, yeah. All 3 of them are on the main card. UFC 315. Oh no. Wait, hold on. I think they all are on the main card. Hold on, let me check. No. Jasmine and Jessica are on the prelims. Jasmine and Jessica on the prelims. No, they didn't put all 3 up there. Okay, said going live is overrated. Yeah, sometimes going there in person could kind of be a little hectic because I like the fight game, but I don't mesh. I mean me, I don't mesh well with MMA fans. I ain't all up in my seat acting crazy. I don't be acting all jabroni-ish like that. So, I don't I don't be drinking like that. I don't be up out of my seat screaming, and people gonna be getting in my way. I'm gonna feel a certain way. So I'm like, oh man. I might go one day. I will go to an Invicta card. I'll probably go to an Invicta card here one day. Yeah, you got the best seat when you're at home. You can mute it when you don't want to hear them commentators. Right. Paul said it's kind of hard to tell what's going on when you're there live. Yeah, I know, Paul. You've been there. I mean, you had the picture with Valentina and everything, right? That was probably like the best part of it for you, right? Maybe. But yeah, I understand. Like it's hard to tell like what's going on because you know where you at, so much going here, there. So yeah, Ronda Rousey, yeah, probably interesting. Live is the best seat though. Sit at home, eat, or jump on here. Listen to me call it. Hmm. Paul said I'll be at the Iowa card though with Marina and Jillian. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's in a couple months. Yeah. Hope you enjoy that one. That'd be good. Coach, what's up, man? That's the man right there. Coach said he listening while he working. See, we switch places, Coach. I was working yesterday, and you working today, because that's what we do, man. People don't understand. Like this is what we do. Come on here on time off, but hey, most of the time we working, doing something. We doing something constructive. We doing something, Coach. We doing something that ain't drama filled, right? We always doing something. That's why we be surprised sometimes we hear people saying stuff. And we're like, man, we've been working. Like, huh? We ain't really got time for it. When we come on here, do a video or two, we leave. That's it. Go right back to working. Make sure y'all subscribe to CSH Combat Sports. Always enjoy his tape. And that's the thing. People always think just because we opposite, it's like, oh, we can't get along. No, that's what makes us get along. Like we both got our style. And either coach is he day one, man. I've been listening to him and on him for a long time. Axel said going live is more for the ambience with the crowd, but it is better to stay at home if you want to see something analyzed. Right. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to go and meet people. Like if I go to an Invicta card, I know Coach, he been to some Coach, he got a chance to meet Amanda. And I remember Coach, he met Coach got that video of Bruce Buffer up too. Yeah, y'all know that. Like Coach, he been to you got a chance to see Amanda Nunes and talk to her. Um Bruce Buffer, right? Y'all remember that video you put up with Bruce Buffer? He got your phone, he taped everybody. You know, I thought that was funny. But yeah, man, I always wanted to go right up the road. You know, they had a car not too far from me that I need to. If they come back, maybe I'll go to it. The loud crowd is actually really cool. Yeah, I think that's an experience that we all need to have. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Jab effect days. Yeah, yeah, coach. Got to bring that back. Got to bring that back. Easy said that's why these streams are so special. We don't have all that time, so they maintain their value. Yeah, easy. I agree, man. That's why these streams are special. So special. Yeah, he said we don't have, all that time, so they maintain the value. Yep. Yeah. But as fight comes down to it, yeah, I mean, coach, we're going to try to link up and talk about some Pena Harrison and Manon Valentina when we get a chance. I wanted to jump on yesterday and give my take on the fight over there, but yeah, I was busy all night. Late night working. So we will do that though. We will get on and do a show about this championship fight, coach, and Silva Grasso. Paul said, you know what the two loudest parts of the whole night were seeing it live at the first Noche fight card. There were 2 points when the crowd popped off. Oh, wow. I remember the Canelo Triple G, man. The Mexican fans and the mother Triple G fans, they were out there fighting, man. It was crazy. They were trying to fight like they were Canelo and Triple G. That was the first fight. It was crazy. I remember one of them Charlo fights, but it was, I think it was a tank fight, and it was like Charlo and Jared Hurd. They were fighting out in the crowd. I think Jared Hurd tried to slap Charlo or something like that. It was all kind of crazy stuff, man. If Pena beats Kayla, she should get major props. Oh, I'll give her props. If Pena beats Kayla, I'll give her props for that. Because people are already saying, Kayla's going to win too. I'm picking Kayla in the fight too, but if Pena can go in there and take her apart, if she takes her apart, like on her feet, and maybe submits her, oh yeah, Pena's getting full credit for that victory. Especially the way people are already putting Pena down too. We got to go back and give the same energy. If Pena beats her convincingly, she gets full credit. She gets full credit. That's what people got to remember what they're saying. They're saying, okay, Kayla will dominate. Because if I'm thinking that right now, if Kayla goes in there and muscles her, that's my mindset. But if Pena comes back, if Pena comes in this fight and proves me wrong and she stops Kayla or just dominates Kayla, she's getting full credit for the win. No excuses for me. Oh, no weight issues, none of that. She's getting full credit. Oh, okay. Those are 2 points. Paul said when Loopy dropped Elise Reed and when Grasso dropped Valentina. Oh, man, I can imagine that. I can imagine that. I know when I know when Valentina rolled, people were like, yeah. One day I have to go to the UFC Paris card. Axel said the crowd is insane. Yeah, you got to go. I got to go next time they come, man. We over here were talking. I know we were all talking about, okay, it's better at home. I'm just going for the environment. I'm just going to go for the food and maybe hopefully, try to see some fighters in person and not even to like, jump on them, start talking to them, but just see who I can sit close to or just get by and maybe even chat up with. Not even that, but just be there. Just be there. And I think the higher the seat is a better seat, right? Like when you're too close, you missing stuff. It seems like the higher seats is already better. Running me say I'm picking Kayla. Hype job here. Coach rubbing off on people. Easy said Pena feeds off negativity, so this might not be good for Kayla. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. James, have you ever been to a live? No live UFC events, just boxing. I was gonna go to some of even some of the Invicta events I was gonna go to. I didn't go. The closest one was like 6 hours away, but I think when Invicta comes back, even like to Kansas City, which is still a drive, I'm gonna try to go to one. I'm gonna try to go. G Frame, what's up? He said I adjusted my energy when Pena took the fight. I only had a problem with her calling out retired Nunez instead of Kayla. Now I got nothing to say. Yeah, she changed, man. She said forget that fight. She said her energy is on Kayla now because that's what signed. I like that. You know, she said it. Hey, she said I ain't worried about that fight. If it happens down the road, yeah, I'm sure she's gonna be fine with that. But she ain't worried about that now because this fight signed, and that's good. Don't think about Amanda anymore. Don't worry about Amanda. Worry about this. I know Amanda looking like she ready to go, or like she want to fight, but no, don't worry about Amanda right now. Oh, MMA junkies and watch it. Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm about to jump off here, y'all. Good show, good talk. Uh, glad most of y'all was here today. Well, glad everybody was here today. We just talking like always. Good conversation. Um, James said, "Who spoke about Lamos or who hits harder? You made her look silly. Yarn made her look silly on the feet. Lamos did. Whaley. You think Yarn will make her look silly on the feet? Is that what you're saying? Because Yarn and Lamos thing fight, right? Or do you mean Yarn made Whaley look silly? Easy said Kayla needs to clear her duck session and fight Cyborg. Man, that one probably passed. Like, do y'all ever think? Do you think the UFC will ever sign Cyborg again, or is that shit passed? That shit might have already passed, right? Maybe if Kayla and Cyborg both go to GFL, that shit might have already passed, man. Oh yeah, Misha and Yana's on the Iowa card. I ain't even talked about that fight, but yeah, I need to talk about that fight one day. Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be on there. I think I'm gonna go with Yana in that fight. Paul, what about you? I'm gonna go with Yana. Yeah, the UFC would sign Cyborg if Dana wasn't there. Probably, yeah. They probably would, especially if it meant if she wanted it to. Yeah. All right, y'all. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and try to jump back on tomorrow, and we'll talk it up because I know we're gonna talk about some of these fights coming up this weekend, and BJ jumping on. We're gonna jump on and have some conversation. But yeah, man, just wanted to jump on Monday and do this show with y'all, and yeah, good talk, like always. Always always enjoy coming on here. Let me close this stuff out. But nothing big coming up this weekend, so probably won't be doing any lives this weekend as far as fight companions. So yeah, that's why I've been jumping on this week. But yeah, yeah, no problem, Paul. Thank y'all, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.